Hi. So for this week's activities, I will say these weeks were a little more confusing, I guess you could say. I had to think a little more. So for the first activity, using the neutral language, it wasn't difficult, but I feel like I was worried about leaving out too many parts to like keep the value of the claim still present, but I did the best I could, but I still am not too confident about how to take certain things out but not take important things that need to stay in there to keep the meaning out. For the second activity, that one wasn't as difficult because I kind of knew about what vagueness was and ambiguity. And so, for example, like B, it says everyone in Congress is rich. There were somewhere I'm like, is that vague or is that ambiguity? But the term rich like could mean many things to different people. So like what is meant by rich was kind of what the problem was because it wasn't very clear on that. And then another one is like for F, where it says, I think that Maria spends an excessive amount of time texting her friends. I put that it was vague and that the problem was the word excessive because it's pretty vague in what excessive counts as or what is meant by excessive. Like to one person it could mean 2 hours on the phone, or some can mean like 7 hours. So like it's all different compared to like who is speaking and what they believe excessive is. So I feel like it was pretty vague. The one that I did have the most difficulty with was probably number 3, the headlines. And so for the headlines, I reworded the headlines the best I could, but I still felt that all of them kind of gave the same information, but I chose one of the choices that I reworded because I made sure that each one explained like both the cause and the effect of what the headlines are saying. And then in the second one, the police sees 14 elephants with fake IDs. I feel like that was very, like the way it was said didn't make sense considering that if you read the rest of the headline, the fake IDs were from a gang that was busted beforehand. So the headline doesn't make sense when it says police sees 14 elephants with fake IDs because elephants don't have fake IDs. So I reworded it and chose one of those. And then the last one was probably the easiest one with inflated language, euphemism, and jargon, because that seems like the simplest one that I come across in society when I speak with people in conversations. So those were the easiest to understand. But other than that, I found these activities interesting and fun to do.